My boyfriend discovered my darkest secret. And now I am afraid he doesn't look at me the same way. We have been together for almost 2 years and everything has been perfect. I've managed to hide my eating disorder from him for the duration of this time, until today. I suffer from extreme binge eating and bulimia. When I get into a binge I can eat an overly excessive amount of food. Last binge was a 12-inch Publix sub, 2 large bags of chips, a small tub of ice cream, 24 Ferrero chocolates, a whole box of Gushers, 6 cotton candy Twinkies, a bag of jelly beans, and 4 sodas. Then I sat down and ate dinner with him an hour later. I eat until I am physically sick and throw everything up. I am also a small girl, height and weight-wise, so there's no reason to suspect Mount overeating. When I am done with this, I always hide all the wrappers so no one knows what I've done. I'll usually tie it up in a bag and hide it in the trash. Today, I forgot to hide the bag in the trash and my boyfriend discovered it. The receipt showing that this was all purchased the same day was with the wrappers. I didn't know what to say. I am utterly humiliated. I ended up confessing everything, and my boyfriend assures me that he still loves me and that it's okay, but I can't help but feel like the perception he had of me has changed. I feel like my femininity has been ruined for him. Knowing that your girlfriend can put away that amount of food isn't exactly attractive. I am so ashamed. What do I do? Believe him. He probably really wants to help you. Knowing that your girlfriend can put away that amount of food isn't exactly attractive. This is nothing to be ashamed about. And it doesn't sound like he sees you differently. If anything, he may just be concerned how you're struggling with your ed. Have you sought treatment before? I used to binge but not throw up. Getting over the shame will actually help you. It might be good that your boyfriend knows. It would also be good if someone like a therapist knows. A lot of what makes therapy so helpful is just having a person who isn't going to judge the things you are most ashamed of. I suggest you find a therapist and be honest about what's going on. You don't have to live in shame, and in fact having less shame will probably reduce your binging and purging. This is not something to be ashamed about. But it concerns me that you have an ed and are not looking for help. This decision, the sooner you take it, the lesser will be the consequences for your body on the long term. Your boyfriend loves you, but wants to see you happy and healthy, and your ed doesn't give you neither of them. Hope the best for you. Are you getting the treatment you need? If not, the silver lining may be that this will be the push you need to start to do the hard work to get healthy. I'm sending you lots of love and positive vibes. I mean this in the kindest way. You are misattributing your shame and disgust to him. He doesn't have the relationship with food you have. He cares for and wants you to be healthy and happy, but won't have the same disgust response you do. I am so ashamed. What do I do? Get help and be transparent about your issues so that you can get better. I feel like my femininity has been ruined for him. Knowing that your girlfriend can put away that amount of food isn't exactly attractive. I am so ashamed. It's not exactly unattractive either. No one looks at that Japanese guy who can eat all of those hot dogs and thinks, what a badass. It's probably the last thing on his mind. I'm sure he's much more worried about you than anything else. Don't be ashamed. I need help with my obese wife. She is getting fatter every day and IDK how to deal with it. Hello. I, 37M, have been married with my wife, 36F, for 13 years. We have 5 children together, 14F, 12F, 12F, 10M and 5F. And she has been getting fat since our twins girls were born. When we get married she was 5 feet 7 and 136 pounds. But now she is 5 feet 7 and 291 pounds. At first I thought maybe she'd be influenced to start doing what I was. So I started paying more attention to my diet, and attending 5 days a week to the gym. I even bought since dumbbells to a treadmill, but she isn't interested or excited about that. I paid a membership for her to the gym, but she attended to the gym like for 5 weeks and then she left it. She actually told me, I appreciate what are you doing for me, but I feel good about myself and I don't like to exercise. Or something like that, I don't remember. She not only eats a lot, she loves to cook and above all to cook delicious food. She spent hours making big and great desserts every weekend. She also drinks a lot of Coca-Cola and other drinks like that, but her favorite is Coca-Cola. I asked her before if she had any problem and if she needs a psychologist, but she always told me that she is fine. Her mum is still alive. Her dad dies when she was a kid. Her siblings are alive and healthy. Our children are healthy. Still doesn't happen any big tragedy to our lives, so I don't believe that she is depressed. I really love my family. She is a stay-at-home mum. No, She is the best stay-at-home mum on earth. I love waking up and having my clothes ready for work, and then coming home to a sparkling house with, almost always, a happy family. Obviously I help her on the house every day with everything I can. She is the kindest person on earth and still the love of my life. And she also is talking about having more kids. I don't have any problem with that. I love my children and I love being a father, but I'm afraid she'll keep getting fatter if we have more kids. I just feel worried and disappointing about her weight and her feeding habits. I am 6 feet 3 and 190 pounds. But I am 9% body fat, so I am pretty fit and good looking. Sometimes I have bad feelings about having a skinnier wife. Lately we don't have too much sex, but when we have it I really didn't enjoy it, and also I have problems to get hard. I need help. Any advice would help. Thank you for reading. Edit. Okay, I screwed up with the last paragraph. The only reason that I put that it's because I saw another posts like that and in the majority the people talk about sex, that's all. And also I was a little bit upset with her because she told me the last Friday before to go to bed that she loves how I look, that I look sexy, that my pajama pants make me look sexy. I always sleep shirtless, with the same blue pants pajamas. Just that. I really love her and I'm never going to cheat on her. I help her in the house every single day. I am not doing nothing around the house. I really help her doing things like cleaning the bathrooms, the kitchen, fixing the car and some furniture, carrying our children to anywhere, and of course some days I take care of all my children and the house while she is resting. Some people are saying really rude things, like I believe that she is ugly, or that I don't appreciate what she is doing for our family, or I want a super skinny wife, and that is completely false. I really love her and I just want the best for her. She feels good about her body, but anyway she got some serious healthy problems. And when I say that she is lazy I am obviously talking about making exercise. I am not saying that she is lazy as a som. Like I say before, she have pains in the knee, waist, shortness of breath, a lot of farts, she eats a lot of cheese, junk food, her desserts, and that food make her farts be really nauseating, etc. Sadly my 10-year-old son is getting the same troubles. I really love with all my heart my wife and my family. I just want the best for them. This might stem from being such a good mother and good wife, that she is no longer taking the time to give herself importance. She might not even want to think about herself because it's really hard to face reality, that she's getting older, her body hasn't bounced back from multiple babies, she's enjoying her food and drinking too many sugary drinks. Maybe you can go on a vacation and schedule a couple's massage before very gently asking if she's feeling well? She might double down, but hopefully she'll listen and share and you'll both be able to address whatever is driving her to neglect herself. She does not need you to go to the gym 5 times a week so she gets more active. She needs more help around the house and with the kids. She needs time to herself. Since she doesn't have that, she's found joy and excitement in food. She constantly exhausted and doesn't get enough sleep. So she eats to get boosts of energy. If I had 5 kids I don't think I'd be going to the gym either. Not that I wouldn't want to. Info. When you gave her the gym membership, did you also take care of the kids, the sparkling house, your own laundry so that going to the gym wasn't just another responsibility she had to take on? Have you tried having a mature, open conversation with her about these concerns? Don't have any more kids. Pregnancy is usually how weight increases. Caring for children and managing the home isn't usually enough activity to negate the calories from her good food. Take baby steps and love her. Maybe ask her to eliminate desserts? Honey, I think we need to discuss the elephant in the room. I'm very concerned about your health. Over the last 13 years, you went from 130s to 290s. I want you to stay in my life, in our kids' life. Also, 5 kids? That's a big factor into weight gain. The taking care of kids all day takes a huge chunk of her personal time that could be used for self-care. Just wanted to throw my own personal experience in here. I'm 5 feet 2 inches and at one point I weighed 263. I was really struggling with mental health and still struggle with binge eating. One day I just decided that enough was enough. I always hated exercising and going to the gym, so I really committed to tackling my food addiction. Counting my macros and having normal potions allowed me to lose over 120 pounds. I wish you and your wife good luck. Food addiction and binge eating sucks. I want to be here long enough to watch my husband and kids get old. My older sister accusing me of being whitewashed. I am mixed, half black half white. I have an older sister, 29F, who is mixed just like me, that accuses me of trying to be white. I'm almost 23F and this has gone on since I became cognitive. I'm pretty nerdy and into anything alternative. Anime, alt music, different subcultures. But I exclusively interact with other black women who have the same interests as me. And I enjoy black and POC alternative artists. The only white thing in my proximity is my BF. But that's it. I don't want kids and have always wanted to take care of cats, and she's accused me of wanting to have white children with my current partner. I feel like this is probably extreme projection on her end. Anytime I bring it up of why she feels this way, she dodges the subject and won't answer me. She did admit that she wanted kids with a white man so her children could be light. She has a black child and is married to a black man. But I'm failing to get why she thinks I want to be white, or in her words, whitewash myself. I'm really tired of snarky comments about my interests or my BF. It's generally upsetting because this has gone on since I was a child. I've distanced myself as much as possible from her, and yet in any interaction I get with her she has to sneak a comment in about me. I just want to stop speaking to her altogether. She seems pretty obsessed with whiteness herself. I'd call her out on that, or just tell her to shut up and mind her own business. As an Afro-Latino guy who talks like a white boy, I get this kind of shit all the time. She has deep-rooted issues and projecting it onto you. You can't rationalize with her. This is something that affects her deeply. Her attitude towards you dating a white man and kids you might have with him is inappropriate, and you need to tell her you're no longer going to tolerate her remarks. She's free to have her own opinions, but keep it to herself. You need to tell her how it'll affect your relationship with her, and how it'll affect any relationship if you've children. You might need to cut her off if she still continues, or ban her from visiting your home, future kids, etc. Pretty stupid in my opinion. You can enjoy any culture, be however you like. Who's she to tell you whim you should like? This is her issue, not yours. Her narrative is that there's one way to be black, and you don't fit that. Just tell her without fudging that it is hurtful when she negates your identity. She wanted something, didn't get it, and is maybe looking at you in the same way she was looking at herself. She's projecting her thoughts on you and could possibly be envious. Let her know that her comments are unwanted and that she stays within her boundaries. But you are, in fact, half white. She thinks it fine to insist that you embrace one part of your identity but not the other. Not that you need a reason to live your life any way you want, but it's not even like you're appropriating things from a culture you don't have any ties to. Black woman here, people have made these kind of idiotic comments to me a lot. They're underwritten by the idea, probably told to these people by their parents or some other negative role model, that certain things are not for black people, i.e. internalized racism. A good way to turn this around on others when they do this is to ask them in a genuine tone, "So, do you not think that black people are capable of insert XYZ arbitrary behavior?" Usually shuts them up immediately. Example. I had a high school classmate tell me I was whitewashed for reading. Extremely stupid, I know. So I replied in a deadpan, "So do you think that all black people can't read, or is it that you personally can't?" She walked away ashamed. Lol. Your sister is a racist. Imagine hating half of yourself. What a miserable existence. My boyfriend, 23, is throwing his life down the drain with our newborn, and I, 21. For context, my boyfriend has been diagnosed with depression for 2 years and in the union for 3. He was living with my family and I. We've just recently had a baby and things were going fine till he had ghosted his job when his paternity leave was over. Since then he has turned for the worse. He doesn't have motivation, has cheated on me, got kicked out of my house, and overall has turned into a sour person. He lives with his parents at the moment while the baby and I visit him 4 days out of the week. I don't feel like, but I know and can see he's throwing his life down the drain. He's had a large gap in his job history since August 2021 when I gave birth and hasn't been hired at a company since. Because of his job and money situation he has been an overall bad person to me. I've been nice and giving sympathy because I know depression is hard because my sister has it severely. While my family and I have given her help and do things with her, my boyfriend simply doesn't want to. He barely spends time with the baby. When we're over he hands her off to me or his parents. When we aren't there he won't come visit us as much as he claims he wants to, in which my house is only 10 minutes away from his. Any issue I've brought up to him about how mean he's treated me he'll just say he's depressed and use that as a way to brush off what I feel. After I had given birth, I went back to work 1 month postpartum because I could see he started to become unreliable. Now 6 months postpartum nothing has changed with him, things got worse. He has no job in or out of the union, won't do any side work, and has been looking towards me to help him with his ever-growing debt of car payments and phone payments. His phone got shut off and his car is soon to be taken away. I've tried to help, but I also have to provide for myself and the baby. Selfishly, he's taken trips out of state to be with friends. His friend bought him the tickets. When he is given money, he'll spend it on clothes and shoes instead of his bills or the baby. Only time he did really was when he got his tax return, but usually it's his mom buying stuff for the baby. Meanwhile, I'm working most of the time and taking care of the baby, feeling like a single parent with the help of my parents. I don't know if it's wrong of me to not want to be with him anymore because I want him to get better and be successful, but I don't see that for him currently. He's slowly falling down a family pattern he's been trying to avoid. His dad lost his job 7 years ago and hasn't had one since, while his mom has been working a dead-end job for 6 years making $17 an hour, never asking for a raise. His parents rely on his older brother to pay the bills and their grandpa to support them with rent. They have been complacent in their situation and ultimately want me to move in with them, which I've declined. Since it's tax season, he's been looking at me to provide him with half of the child tax, but I'm not considering doing that because the baby is mostly in my care and is provided for by my family, and his family has had words about me not giving him the money, but his brother's boyfriend, who has supported my decision, thinks I'm making the right move. Which one person's support is enough for me? I don't like leaving people behind, but I'm at the end of line with this relationship. I want him to get his life together and ultimately be a better dad for our daughter because currently he's not being that. I'm only 21 and feel stuck when I shouldn't. I don't want to miss out on him getting better, but in reality I'm missing out on what life is like without him. Edit. I will also like the ad that if I want to leave him or don't want to be around him, he'll simply not want to see the baby or be with her because she reminds him of me. Which I find completely unfair and unreasonable to punish our child so young because I'm getting tired of this pain he's putting me through. You don't have time to take care of 2 babies right now, unfortunately. Either he needs to man up and start putting in the hard work to support the family, or you rightfully leave him behind. You need to plan for a future for yourself and your child that doesn't include him. Do not give him a dime of the money that is rightfully yours, as you are the sole provider for the child. You aren't leaving him behind. He's walking away. There's a difference. Not running after someone is not leaving them behind. It's sad that your boyfriend is going through something, but you have a kid now. He can't be your primary focus. Your baby is actually helpless and actually need you to care for her. If you choose to focus on her and he chooses to be a deadbeat dad, well, that's his bad. But don't base your choices on that. Step 1 in all of this is you need a custody agreement and possibly child support. If you are the primary caregiver, that changes everything. No, he obviously shouldn't get any child tax credit. He isn't taking care of a child. He doesn't even live in the same house as the kid. You are being way more lenient about all of this than most people I know would be. So depressed he went out of his way to sleep with a different girl while not taking care of his kid. He isn't depressed, he is just a dirtbag. You need to break up with him. Also, stop taking your daughter there. You are just making it easy for him to see her. If he wants to see her, he can go visit. He'll probably won't. Also, take him to court for child support and full custody. If he is not working, he will owe you child support. You need to do what's best for your baby, not for the deadbeat father. I'm sorry if he has depression, but having a baby should be enough to get any type of job, and also buying himself things with the little money he has. That's not a depression symptom. That's selfishness. I have depression, anxiety, and a whole host of other health conditions. I wouldn't treat my partner this way. He is using mental health as an excuse to be an arsehole. Don't fall for it. This is just who he is. An arsehole. Leave him, please. I guarantee you leave and don't take the baby round and he won't spend any time with the child. Both you and baby deserve more. Keep allowing his parents in the child's life. But cut him out. File for child support. Depending on where you live, it might force him to get a job if he wants to stay out of jail. You've been patient, empathetic, financially supportive, and you've bent over backwards to try to make this work. I don't doubt you've expended a lot of your time and resources trying to help someone who refuses your help. By continuing to support him, I fear you are only enabling him to stay this way. I say this because you have a bigger priority than getting your partner to be the person you need him to be. Don't let your own life go down the drain while you watch him waste his. Dial it all back and refocus on being a new mother. Take care of yourself and your baby girl. Whatever he decides to do about his involvement in his child's life is for him to figure out. He's not your problem anymore.